Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and for the last 7 days, I've been driving the 2024 Lexus LC500h. Up front is a 3.5-liter V6, as well as a hybrid system, and down below is a hybrid transmission. Now, I am super excited to be making this video because this is the most amount of miles I've ever put on a press car at nearly 1,300 miles. The LC500 is also one of my favorite vehicles on sale today. However, we've reviewed two convertible V8 cars on the channel, but never a hardtop V6, so that changes today. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 3.5-liter V6 as well as hybrid system under the hood. Well, it is already down over 100 horsepower compared to its V8 sibling. This makes 354 system horsepower, and that's with an electric motor and the gas engine working together. At first, I didn't like the fact that it wasn't the V8. Of course, the V8 is going to be my favorite option. However, this vehicle offers a very interesting proposition. When Lexus converted this to a V6 hybrid as opposed to the V8, they left the giant V8 gas tank in place. So this has over 22 gallons of fuel capacity. And since I've been averaging 32, almost 33 miles to the gallon, this vehicle has tons and tons of range. I was able to drive this car from Niagara Falls, New York, back here to Chicago on a single tank of gas without stopping and with over a quarter tank still left. The car estimates I have 128 more miles of driving after driving from Niagara Falls, New York to Chicago, Illinois. This car has one of the biggest driving ranges in production today. And so that is very, very cool, and that's unique to the hybrid LC500. Like I said, paired to it is a hybrid transmission. What does that mean? Well, this is actually a standard 4-speed automatic with a CVT that will mimic 10 gears. Now, I'm not an engineer. I'm not going to try to explain it because I don't think I fully understand it. But basically, from what I can tell, is that it uses the CVT to sort of fill in gears in between the actual standard transmission's gears. What I can tell you is that I didn't notice it while driving, and I actually went the entire press loan thinking that it was a tried and true 10-speed, and the gauge cluster will show you 10 different gears and what gear it's in. That's kind of a lie. It's actually switching between CVT and conventional transmission, but it was seamless. The downshifts were good. I wasn't able to tell. And so it is a pretty good system, albeit comprised of two separate but very complex parts. Last but not least, of course, the LC500h still retains the fact that it is rear-wheel drive. How does it feel to drive the LC500h? Well, all the touch points and feelings are the same as you would find in the V8. The visibility is still decent. Acceleration isn't as far off as you would think. Obviously, the V8 is quicker, but the V6 isn't too shabby either. It rides the same, even though it does have the hybrid batteries on board. It still rides the same, so hats off to Lexus for achieving that. And overall, I've really enjoyed my time driving the LC500h. It's still just one of the best. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital gauge cluster. Now, something I always forget to mention on my other LC500 reviews is that this does retain the movable gauge. So there is a physical plastic ring. This is a real plastic ring, and when you hit a button, it actually moves over so you can get more information off to left. Hit it again, and it moves back to the left. I think this is really cool. You get tons of information here in the LC500's gauge cluster, so that is definitely nice to see. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our selectors for that gauge cluster screen, as well as our go back button, volume, and voice commands. And off to the right, we have our adaptive cruise control, as well as lane keep assist. I used this for hundreds and hundreds of miles this week, and it does a pretty good job. We also have paddle shifters around the back. That is for the transmission, not for the regenerative braking, like some hybrids do. And up above the gauge cluster, we have these little Shrek ears. To the left is for our traction control and snow mode, and off to the right is our Sport, Sport Plus, Normal, Custom, Comfort, and Eco modes. Off to the left, we do have our gauge dimmer switch, trip odometer reset, trunk release, head-up display, and our gas cap release. And on the door, we we have 3 levels of memory seats, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do get a large infotainment display. This is touchscreen and offers wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and this is new for the 2024 model year, which is a very healthy upgrade. The standard Lexus system is fine, but what's unique to the hybrid is that I do actually get a hybrid page to watch the energy flow of the vehicle, of which of course wasn't available on the V8. We also do get a 360 camera, which is new for 2024 and has been an absolute godsend when trying to park this long-nosed vehicle. Down below, we have a single climate control vent with the hazard switch, our climate controls, which are dual zone. We also do have heated mirrors and the rear defrost, and a cup holder. So we'll do a big friggin' bottle test, but obviously, as one would probably assume, it fails the big friggin' bottle test. And then we have the shifter off to the left. This is the Prius style shifter. All LC500s get this, whether it's V8 or not. Auto holding brake, and this of course is new for the hybrid. We do have EV mode. So up until 35 miles an hour, that's just the limit that I've been able to find. You can drive this in all electric, which was wonderful. I was driving around these rest stops in rural Ohio and Pennsylvania and New York, and I just toss it into EV mode. You use 0 gas at all. You stop, you do your business, and when you get back onto the highway, as soon as you hit 35 miles an hour, the gas engine kicks back in. Off to the right, we do have our camera view button, our volume, seek, track, and tune knobs, and our button for the heated and ventilated seats, as well as heated steering wheel. You hit this button and then it comes up on the screen. I don't love this because then it takes away your map for a couple of seconds, but it is what it is. Then we do get a opening center console, USB-A and USB-C found in there. The seats are pretty comfortable. They are heated and ventilated, power and memory, of course. And for sitting in for 9 hours straight, my back wasn't hurting when I got out of the car. They're a little bit skinnier than I would have liked. I would have liked a little bit of a wider, plusher seat, but I'm a wider, plusher guy. So, of course, I'm going to feel that way. If you're not as big as me, you won't have an issue. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's go do a back seat review. I'm mostly doing this for you. These back seats I know are unusable. And on our road trip, we just put our snacks back here, our souvenirs. But I'm curious about how hard it is to get in with a fixed roof. And just as suspected, it's really hard. Oh my God. Ow. Ah. Oh. Oh my God. This is a prison sentence. I knew it was going to be bad without a roof. Every other backseat review I've done in an LC500 has been a convertible, so I just hop in and over, but this is terrible. This is beyond terrible. This is the worst back seat on the market, which sucks. This is the coolest car on the market, and yet it has the worst back seat, but, you know, to be expected. Like I said, we use this for our luggage. We use this for snacks, water bottles, all that stuff. That's what these back seats are really meant for. I'm not even going to put the seat forward. Big, chunky switch here, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know how I'm going to be able to get out of here. This might take a second. Ow. And I'm not going to time-lapse this either. You guys have to suffer through this like I am, although I'm physically suffering. Let me do this, and then slowly back out. I can't feel the ground with my foot. Oh, okay, the knee's going down there. Okay. Ah! Fudge me. All right, left foot's on the ground. All right. Oh, good Lord. Holy criminy. Whew. All right, around the back of the LC500H. And again, this is the first hardtop that I've done. So the trunk space, which by the way, the button's over here. Trunk space isn't great. Now, we were able to fit everything we needed for our weekend trip back here. I had a backpack. My girlfriend had like a duffel bag situation, camera equipment. We were able to fit it in here, but that was the absolute maximum. There's a couple times we had to really slam the trunk to get everything in here. The trunk space is not good. Now in the convertible, it's because of the convertible top, but in the hybrid, it's because of the hybrid batteries, so it's kind of a lose-lose. We can pull this up we do have some like tools and things like that, but nothing too crazy. The big freaking bottle's been rolling around back here for 1,300 miles, going on a little trip. So there is the rear trunk space of the LC500H. Definitely not good, but also not the worst in the world. Before we talk about the exterior, I do want to touch on, we do have a sunroof or moonroof. It doesn't open. I don't know which one is which. I think moonroof technically means it doesn't open. Whatever it is, you do get a really nice open top feeling. This moonroof is huge, but you can't open it. So something to note. The interior is also red, and I loved it. I really loved it over the last week. It adds a sort of liveliness to the interior where just a flat black interior would have been boring right out the gate. This is the most beautiful car on sale today. Every single time I walked out to it, I almost lost my breath. The side profile really, truly looks like a concept car. Take a look at this video that I shot last night, leaving Chipotle. I mean, look at how gorgeous this thing is. I couldn't stop looking at it. And what's interesting is normally I fall on one side or the other when it comes to convertible or coupe, but I genuinely cannot pick when it comes to this car. The coupe is just as beautiful as the convertible. And the fact that Lexus was able to achieve a feat like that is impressive on its own right. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think, having driven the LC500H for almost 1,300 miles, just a touch under it at 1,268? Well, I've really enjoyed this car. There are some shortcomings that I've noticed on my road trip for sure. The doors are too big. Parking in any tight parking structure or at a national park or at any type of place that you have to park next to people, it's a nightmare getting in and out. It's a big coupe to be expected. There's also no grab handle above the driver's door or passenger door for that matter. There's no grab handle on the roof, so resting your arm while driving for 9 hours straight, I had to figure something else out. The last nitpick I had was that the dividers in the doors don't go all the way down to the bottom of the doors. This was actually pointed out by my girlfriend because her headphones kept sliding around and just going under the little divider, so not super helpful there. Would I want the V8 over the hybrid? Yes, of course. I'm a red-blooded man, and you just can't deny this sound. This is the stock exhaust on the V8 convertible. There's no getting around that. But I think that this car is really special in its own right and has a very special place in the market because it offers that extended driving distance. I don't know of any other hybrid vehicle that also has a monstrous gas tank, and I think that's missing in the market. For people that do drive across the country all the time and they want something like that, this is really it. And priced up at $106,000 isn't really viable or available to anyone else. I wish that Toyota did a Camry with the Road Tripper package that got a 23-gallon tank. That averages like 40 miles to the gallon. You could drive across the US on a tank. I would love to do that. That would be so cool. I have an uncle who commutes between Denver and Chicago once a month. I'm sure he would love to never stop for a fuel stop ever again, or at least on his journeys, have to stop halfway through. The ability to drive straight through was really nice. And then you pair that to a vehicle that was comfortable, a vehicle that was fun to drive, and a vehicle that looks drop dead gorgeous. This is quite the package. So of course, the V8 would always be my pick and will always have my heart. But the V6 hybrid, well, it has my eyes and my wallet. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Lexus for loaning me this LC500 for my travels. Huge thank you to Drive Shop for facilitating the cleaning and delivery of this vehicle. And of course, the Midwestern Automotive Media Association. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.